Friends, I'm so excited to be bringing you our very first BidRush auction of 2026. This is our biggest auction yet, and we have some really cool stuff in here. I'm going to tell you about it, so let me share my screen. Okay, it goes without saying that every auction we do has comic books in it. This time we've done 48 lots of comic books, and we have some really cool keys in here. We always bring you key comic books to bid on. The biggest one in here is going to be this Star Wars 42. This is the first appearance of Boba Fett in comic book land. This is a very high grade comic book. It has a tiny little bit of spine creasing just down here, kind of on the lower edge of the spine. There's no color break or very minimal color break. It's a nice high grade issue. So you're going to like this one. It's definitely worth bidding on. You can kind of just see that little corner flaw right there. Other than that, it's in beautiful condition. You don't find them in high grade like this too often. Another little spine tick up in the corner. You're going to like this one. It's definitely worth bidding on, sitting only at $18 right now, but we have 11 days left in this auction. So I'll scroll through the comic books quickly. Comic book people, you know what you're looking at. We've got a lot of cool stuff here. Wolverine #1 appears a lot in our auctions. It's just because we have so many copies of it, as does the Spawn #1 direct edition. You see that one come up quite a bit. But scroll through and you have lots of minor keys, some pretty fun comic books here. Amazing Spider-Man 363, Spider-Man Unlimited #1. We have Spider-Man 365, which is, I think, the first appearance of Spider-Man 2099, if I'm not mistaken. This one's on the up and up right now. This is a good book. Lots of amazing Spider-Man in this one. So if you're a Spider-Man fan, you're definitely going to find some cool stuff to scroll through. And then we have lots of other fun titles, from Transformers to Thor and beyond. So that's the first 48 lots. Now let me bring you through to some of the fun other items that we have in this auction. We did bring back some sterling silver and a little bit of other kinds of jewelry. So you'll definitely want to check that out. Pearls, we've got some jade here. I really love these earrings. In fact, I almost kept them, so don't make me regret it. A bit on those. They're just sitting at $5 right now. And then we get into kind of the collectible section of this auction. Now, we haven't done a lot of hard collectibles yet as part of BidRush, so you're definitely going to want to check out what we've got here. There's lots of breweriana. It's like a hard word to say, but we have beer taps, we have bottle openers, we have these really cool beer labels, which I actually think that all they are like the sides of like cardboard beer carriers that somebody cut out and put in frames. But there's some interesting ones here. Let's just take a look at this. And we have 4 or 5 lots of these. No, maybe just 3. But these are pretty cool. So they're definitely some labels that you don't see anymore. Nude beer, had not heard of that one. That's definitely before my time. Pete's Wicked Ale, Beck's. So there's some unusual stuff here. Great for your man cave. Starting bid of just $5. These came from a collection that we bought a few years back, which it was somebody who used to work for the BC Liquor Board. So she had all of this different alcohol memorabilia, and we were helping her clear out her house. So that's where most of this stuff came from. It was like an estate clear out. These Pepsi and Coke plexiglass signs, a little scratched up, but still pretty cool. I'm guessing that they're probably from like vending machines, maybe from, I don't know, the 80s would be my guess, maybe the 70s. These are pretty interesting. The Pepsi one we can ship because it's small enough. The Coca-Cola one we can't. It's going to be local pickup only. Now I'm actually going to show you something here, which is a new thing. We had it in our auction, our BidRush auction last time. And we have it again in this one. This is the pickup or shipping option. So before you had to like ask for shipping at the end, and then I had to invoice it separately. Now, when you go to bid, you can choose whether you're going to pick it up, and it gives you the pickup details right there on the screen, or whether you want shipping for that item. And if you select shipping, I'm going to know when I go to do the invoicing at the end that you're going to require shipping for that item. You enter your address and all is well. Now, if the item is not shippable, like this one, then you shouldn't see that shipping option show up. Yeah, so if we scroll down on this one, you don't see the shipping option shows up. That just means that this item in particular is too big to ship. And we have 6 or 7 items like that in this auction that are going to be local pickup only. Sidebar, I guess everyone is like over the 6'7" trend that like nobody over the age of 18 understood anyway. But you know what? When I first started hearing about that trend, it made me start paying attention to how often in life you say 6 or 7. Like it comes up a lot. Think about it. You won't forget it now that I've mentioned it. 6 or 7 comes up everywhere. Anyway, we have 6 or 7 items in this auction that are not shippable. Another one is this gigantic Captain Morgan sign, but let's take a look at this. This is pretty cool. I think it might be from the same collection, but I'm not totally sure. It's pretty big. It's like 33 by 24 inches, and it does light up. Now, the light on it is pretty dim, so I didn't bother trying to show a picture of that, but it does work, and you could potentially put a brighter light bulb in there. Pretty cool piece, has a little bit of damage kind of on the corners, but you can't see it from the front really, except for just in the upper left-hand corner there. Pretty sweet piece. Local pickup only. Sorry if you're not in the Vancouver area, but that's definitely going to be one worth bidding on. We have this antique desk fan. This has been in the shop for a long time. This thing is very early, and I do have a picture of the label on the lot for you to check out. I want to say 1920s, 1930s for this fan. It's definitely an old one. Scrolling back through, we have some cool kind of general collectible stuff. Old license plates, those are always fun. Tins. We have some musical instruments in this auction. So this is pretty cool. We have an Orsi clarinet. This is an older one. I always put that they need servicing. I actually used to play the clarinet when I was in high school, and I was pretty good at it, but I don't have the embouchure anymore, so I can't even like make the noise through the mouthpiece to test these things anymore. But the pads are dried up, the corks are dried up. So if somebody were to use it, it would definitely need some servicing, but it's all there. It's complete. Everything goes together. Nothing's cracked. Same goes for this Chris Pratt trumpet. This is a pretty old trumpet. Let's take a look at this one. I don't know much about trumpets. And again, I can't play the trumpet. So it's pretty difficult for me to describe how well this thing works, but it doesn't appear to be significantly dented or damaged in any way. We can see some pretty old engravings on this. It's a deluxe model, whatever that means, made in West Germany. So it's a pretty old one. Starting bid of $10 on that one. And yes, I can ship that one. I can definitely ship that one. What else do we have here? An automatic martini shaker. Everybody needs one of those. Oh, can we talk about the archery stuff for a minute? I kind of feel bad because my picture is not as clear as I wanted it to be, but this also came from an estate clear out, and knowing nothing about archery, it was a pretty difficult one for us to sell, but maybe you or somebody knows about archery and will bid on this bow. Look at the woodwork. It's absolutely beautiful. The colors on this thing are so interesting. I don't know much about the construction of it. I don't know how these things work. I don't really know how to test it out, but it's really quite a beautiful piece. So recommend that if you're into archery, or if you just want like a beautiful wall hanger. It's a pretty nice piece. Scrolling down, we have more from the Breweriana collection, a Canadian Club whiskey jar. That's a glass one that was made into a lamp. Pretty cool. An old cookie jar. We have some bone china. Let's go into the next page. This auction is definitely random. We are actively trying to downsize the number of items in our warehouse right now because we have a huge project that we're going to be starting in the spring. So we need to move as much inventory out now because we may need some of that space for storage. And we just kind of want to front load our year. So that's what these auctions are all about. We're downsizing. We're getting rid of old stuff that's been in the shop for a really long time. Stuff that was maybe listed at one point and then we took offline for any reason. It doesn't mean that it wasn't good stuff. It's just like, these could be things that we never even got around to selling. There's a bit of electronics in here as well. And this sign, you guys, I love this thing. I don't know why we didn't try to sell this in the past. Blacklight shadow box display, and it has like 5 different inserts that you can put into it. And you can see, look, it's so cool. Like you can see how the blacklight lights it up. I put a couple of them in there just to demonstrate. This thing is awesome. I could ship it. I can ship it. But if you do win this and you're out of town and you win more items, I might have to ship your other items in a separate box. This is a fairly large piece at 15 by 20. Pokemon. No one's bid on the Pokemon yet, but they will. Pokemon cards did really well. Neat feature of these ones, I think they're pretty much all foils. And there's a lot of Japanese cards in these lots. So I don't actually know if that makes them more valuable or not, but it makes them cool looking, and they have a different color back than the regular blue Pokemon cards. So a bunch of lots of those. Let's get into a quick overview of our sports cards. I have to admit, I am not a sport and trading card expert. Johan knows a little bit more about this than I do, but we have baseball cards in here, hockey cards. These Wayne Gretzky cards are kind of interesting. I had somebody message me earlier thinking that this was a rookie. It's not. This is not Wayne Gretzky's rookie card, but it is a good card and an early card. from I think 1984 or 1985. We have the infamous, I love this so much. Can we just take a moment to appreciate the beauty of the Pavel Bure finger dick card? Okay, I said I didn't know anything about hockey cards, but how could you not know this one? It's Kid Speech. He's wearing Adidas shorts. He's wearing rollerblades. He's got his finger in a weird spot. This is a pretty cool card, and you can get these other three lovely Pavel Bure cards with them for a starting bid of just $5. Bid on it. You know you want it. Central Red Army cards. We had a lot of these in a previous auction that did pretty well, I think. And we found another set. So here we go. Signed Trevor Linden. Can't not love that. And then, oh, these are pretty cool. So we have some old hockey tickets. So this one is New Westminster Bruins. I don't know exactly how old these are, but they're cool because they're not ripped. So I'm guessing, I don't know, they're maybe from like the 70s would be my guess. I don't know when New Westminster had a hockey team, but anyway, check those out. And then we have old ticket stubs. These are from a previous season ticket holder that were from the 90s. So these are old Pacific Coliseum ones. And then this lot is Rogers Arena. Well, it was GM Place back then. These are 1996 to 1998, I believe. More hockey. Oh, and the OPC, these are all from the 1979 set. No, you're not going to find a Wayne Gretzky rookie card in here, but you are going to find some pretty good names. Then we have some older tops and baseball cards. And then we move on to the toys. So the last page of this auction, this is a big one, is toys. We have cool old Fisher Price stuff, the Magic Track train, old RC cars, NASCAR stuff, Lego. There's a big bin of Lego here and a whole bunch of minifigures. And then we get into the die cast. So it was like 2 or maybe almost 3 years ago now, we were on a road trip and we got contacted on our road trip by a family they were near Seattle that had a lot of diecast cars that they wanted to sell. And it so happened that we were in California driving up the coast and we were going to be passing right by. So that was cool because we'd been trying to do some sourcing on that trip and we hadn't had a whole lot of luck. So we had a lot of room in the truck and we were able to drive through and pick up this collection, which stuffed our truck. Absolutely. We could not fit like one more thing in it. We've sold most of it over the last couple of years, but we never got around to selling these really neat die-cast coin banks. So we have 4 of them here, and they're all brand new, totally mint. They've never been displayed. They've never been taken out of the box except for these pictures. Pretty neat if you're into old plane stuff. I really like those. And then we get into some Hot Wheels, Johnny Lightning cars. There's some Matchbox down here, and then we're ending with this cool Texaco Chief fire truck. I'm not sure how old this truck is. It may not be as old as it seems. It's a little beat up, but it's pretty big at 24 inches long. And it's a really cool piece for your man cave, your shelf, whatever. So that's the January 2026 auction, 172 lots. Details, it ends at 7 p.m. Pacific on January 25th. So you definitely want to be around to see the bidding go down for that. We take the payments through Stripe. It's fast, easy, and secure, and the platform is super, super easy to use. Even if you're not going to be around on January 25th at 7 p.m. Pacific, which don't forget to be around on your computer on January 5th at 7 p.m. Pacific. But for whatever reason, if you were not able to be there, you can set max bids. So you can just click, like, say you were willing to pay, I don't know, $20 or $25 for the Texaco coin bank. You can put $25 and it won't bid to $25 unless somebody else comes in and also bids that high. Do you know what I mean? So if the starting bid is $5 and you bid $25 and nobody's bid yet, you can get it for $5. But then if somebody comes and bids $7, then it'll auto bid $9 and it'll work you up to $25 if other people keep bidding. That way you can set it and forget it. You can set a bid, you know what you're willing to pay, and you get the item or you won't, and you may get it for less than you were willing to pay. So it's a pretty good deal. So I hope you're enjoying this auction. Leave a comment. What do you want to see in our next auction? We have a lot of stuff we need to downsize and sell off. So we're really excited to bring it to you. What's your favorite item in this auction? Leave a comment and let me know. And happy bidding.